Hello everyone, you are watching a fragment of the program Countdown from February 20th, 2023. Today is Monday. See the full version on Patreon. And thanks to everyone who is becoming our patrons right now. US President Biden's visit to Europe began with a very strong and significant move. Biden arrived in Kyiv. We assumed that as part of his visit to Poland, Joe Biden could drop into Lvov, but he made a truly powerful political move, putting Putin in check. The bald-headed geopolitician planned to take Kyiv in 3 days, but instead, a year later, the US president arrived in the capital of Ukraine, and that says it all. In rashist publics there are stinks with calls to urgently bomb Kyiv, but this hysteria causes only a smile. Rehearsal for the siren in Washington, rashist grimace, not understanding the importance of the event. After the Munich Security Conference, where the world community outlined a common position on Ukraine and announced the deputinization of not only Ukraine, but the whole world, Biden's visit to Kyiv is more than a political gesture. This is a demonstration of the will and readiness to go to victory. With this démarche, Biden drastically lowers the historical significance of Putin's message, no matter what the dictator, who is erasable with a political eraser, blurts out on February 21st. All decisions have already been made by the world community. He can draw red-brown lines in front of his gang as much as he wants. The outcome of the war is already a foregone conclusion. The scum of the Russian world will be thrown out of the territory of Ukraine to the borders of 1991, and Russia will be left to itself. Does she want a North Korean-style outcast? She'll get it. Today, on the day of Biden's appearance in Kyiv, American strategic reconnaissance aircraft are flying along the border of Ukraine and Poland, which once again proves that the visit is not spontaneous, but deliberately prepared. Ukraine will receive a new $500 million military aid package, which will be announced on Tuesday, Joe Biden said in Kyiv, and added that he intends to reaffirm his commitment to Ukraine's sovereignty. Quote, "I will announce another delivery of critical equipment, including artillery ammunition, anti-tank systems and air surveillance radars, to help protect the Ukrainian people from aerial bombardment. And I will share that later this week we will announce additional sanctions against elites and companies that are trying to evade or engage the Russian military machine." End quote. President Zelensky was specific. "We must make this year a year of victory. The results of today's meeting with the President of the United States will be reflected on the battlefield." Near Kremlin analysts trembled. If Putin is still reflecting, if he is still able to surprise, then tomorrow's message should be softened, not toughened. There is either inertia or a search for a way out of the situation. Political strategist Konstantin Kolichev twitches in convulsions, trying to make a poultice on the leader's stiffening corpse. But it looks like it's time to save not the face, but the ass. The game goes into the end game, as we predicted. Do 1, do 2, do 3. And no matter how Putin grimace on tomorrow's podium in futile attempts to scare the world, a nuclear bomb or whatever is hanging in his pants, he has already been deleted from the current leaders. He is nobody, nulled. Ukraine goes to win. Become our patrons now and look further in this program. The system is not going to give up. Kasparov and Khodorkovsky spoke at the Munich conference as part of a discussion about the future of Russia. They again blame Putin and his entourage for everything. And another plenary meeting of self-proclaimed deputies headed by Ilya Ponomarev opened in Warsaw. They are discussing the new constitution of the beautiful future Kyiv. Russian senators received a message about the appointment of an extraordinary meeting of the Federation Council of the Russian Federation for February 22 the night before through an intra-parliamentary mailing list. Extraordinary meetings were also held in 8 regional parliaments. Vertical workers scare themselves. Tomorrow something will happen, up to the declaration of war. During the period of cannon exacerbation, not everyone has enough oil. More than 60% of Russians switched to cheaper stores and products. And the last one for today. I received a message from an insider you should trust. In the bowels of the FSB, provocations are being prepared against the Russians, who are loudly yapping from behind a hillock. According to an insider, the FSB has allocated a certain budget for a demonstrative reprisal against the Russians, causing information and image damage to the Kremlin. Lists have already been drawn up of those who should be punished by some marginal persons who will be paid a reward of 3,000 to 5,000 euros, depending on the value of the liquidated object. At the same time, according to the informant, the FSB does not plan to use its agents, outcasts from among local residents or emigrants from the CIS countries who are ready to commit crime for quick money will be involved in dirty work. I gave this message not to scare you, but to increase your vigilance, and that is all. See the full version of the program on the Patreon resource. And thanks to everyone who is becoming our patrons right now. Hugs to everyone. See you on Thursday. Glory to Ukraine.